Hello everyone, welcome back to Statistics.Education. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. In previous video, we learned about direct and indirect inquiry. Today, we are diving into Method of Questionnaire. So let's get started. Now let's take a look at the topics covered in this video. First, we will explore what is questionnaire. After that, we will discuss characteristics of ideal questionnaire, followed by the specimen questionnaire, and lastly, we will wrap up with the Google form. So let's start the video with what is questionnaire. A series of questions designed to gather information from the respondents is known as questionnaire. For example, if a person wants to gather details like name, gender, birth date, age, and address, they will write these questions on a paper. This paper is called as questionnaire or survey form. Then they will make hundreds of copies of that paper and distribute them among the respondents to gather responses. I hope this example helped you in understanding the method of questionnaire. Now let's understand the characteristics of an ideal questionnaire one by one in depth. The first characteristic is clear title. The questionnaire must have a clear and understandable title. It should be self-explanatory so that the respondents will come to know the purpose of study by reading the title. For example, if the investigator puts a bunch of questions on a paper and asks the respondents to fill the answer, the respondents will have a confusion regarding the purpose of study. So, they may put wrong answers and they will have concern that this doesn't have any clear title. So, is this even reliable to answer these questions? Thus, adding a title to the questionnaire helps the respondent to know this study is for fitness and exercise habit. So, they will have clarity and they will know what kind of questions they are required to answer before even reading any questions. The next point is to ask relevant questions. The questions should be relevant to the objective of the research. Irrelevant questions that do not contribute to the study can frustrate the respondents and create doubts about the credibility. For example, if in an inquiry to understand the dietary habits, questions like "Do you play a musical instrument?" is irrelevant, as it is not useful for the researcher, and the respondent will also think what is the relation between a musical instrument and dietary habits, so he will be hesitant to answer the question. The next point is simple and understandable language. The questions asked should be easy to read and interpret. The language should not include words that may cause misunderstanding or dual meanings. For example, consider the following questions. They both convey the similar meaning but use different language. How do you feel today? And what is the nature of your current emotional experience? Both questions are asking the similar thing, but the questioner should avoid questions that are difficult to understand. Similarly, how many glasses of water you intake daily is clearly asking about water, while how many glasses of fluid you intake daily doesn't clearly define water and may include other liquids like soft drinks, tea, or coffee. The questions need to be specific. The questioner should avoid the questions that are having dual meaning. The next point is size of the questions. The size of the questions should be as small as possible. The respondents will get tired if the questions are too long, resulting frustrated respondents and incomplete responses. Here, two questions are same, but you can see that the difference is in their length. Small questions uses least words and also convey the same meaning, thus adding unnecessarily extra words should be avoided. The next point is type of the questions. The questionnaire should ideally consist more questions of yes or no type or multiple choice questions, and less questions of short answers and paragraphs. As the yes or no questions or multiple choice questions are easy and fast to answer, so the respondents will take less time to fill the form. And on the other hand, short answers and paragraphs takes more time to answer. The next point is logical arrangement of the questions. The questions should be logically organized by category, ensuring that the similar questions are grouped together before moving on to the next category. This approach enhances the clarity and makes it easier for the respondent to follow and understand. At the beginning of the questionnaire, generally demographic questions are asked. For example, name, gender, age, date of birth, etc. After demographic questions, factual questions are asked. Here, the questions ask about the facts from the respondents. After factual questions, opinion questions are asked. Here, the questions are asking about what respondents believe or think about certain aspect. And at the end of the questionnaire, suggestions are asked. Here, the respondents are requested to provide any suggestions they have to make improvements and updates. The next point is to avoid sensitive or personal questions. It is essential to keep the privacy of the respondents and avoid any questions of sensitive nature which may offend the respondents. If such information is necessary, the investigator must provide assurance that the data collected will remain confidential. So it is ideal to avoid sensitive nature questions. The next point is to split large questionnaire into sections. It's ideal to split the questionnaire in 2 or more sections when the length of the questionnaire is too long. For example, if there are 30 questions in a questionnaire, it is ideal to divide it into 2 sections of 15 questions each or 3 sections of 10 questions each. Now let's take a look at this questionnaire. Survey on sports enthusiasm among school students. Here you can see the title is pretty clear about the purpose of the research. The questions are to the point. Answering method includes short answers, checkbox, radio buttons and yes or no type, which are easy to fill up and takes less time. Also providing options is reducing the thinking required to answer the questions. Now let's take a look at how people can use Google Form to send the questionnaire easily via email or social media and get responses without meeting the respondents personally. This is the Google Form. Many of you must have filled this before. Before we start, a huge thank you to the Google for providing such facility which allows researchers, students or anyone who wants to gather data to collect data remotely, saving time and efforts. Now take a look at this form. The title is Generic Medicine Usage and Perception Survey. There is also a short description given. Now from reading the title, it is pretty clear that the form is regarding generic medicine awareness, usage and perception of the people about generic medicine, right? Now take a look at the questions. The first is name. There is a short answer. You can write your name over there. After that, what is your age? Now here, radio buttons are used. So here you can select any age group, but you cannot select multiple answers. You can only select one answer. After age, what is your gender? Now here, in this drop down menu, you can select your gender. Okay. After gender, what is your educational qualification? Now here you can select your highest level of educational qualification. If that is not covered in this 4 option, you can select other and write your qualification over there. Okay. After that, what diseases or conditions you are currently suffering from. Here, it is a short answer. You can write your condition or diseases here, or you can skip if you are not suffering from any diseases, as it is not a mandatory question. After that, have you heard about generic medicine? So it is a yes or no type question. If you have heard about it, you can say yes. If you haven't heard about it, you can say no. After that, what is your primary source of information about generic medicine? Here, it is checkbox. So you can select all the answers which are applicable, okay? So you can select multiple options over here, right? After that, how knowledgeable you are about the differences between generic medicine and brand name medicine. Here, similar to movie rating, you are rating on a scale 1 to 5 how knowledgeable you are about the differences between generic medicine and brand name medicine. If you are aware about it, you can go 4 or 5 rating. If you are not aware about it, you can go 1 or 2. If you have some knowledge about it, you can go for 3. Okay. After that, what factors influence your decision to choose generic medicine? Okay, here you can see it is checkbox and you can select multiple options and you can select all the options which are applicable, right? After that, do you believe generic medicines are as effective as brand name medicines? So it is a yes or no type question. If you are aware about it, you can say yes. If you are not aware about it, you can say no. And if you are not sure, you can select maybe. After that, have you ever experienced any adverse effect from using generic medicine? Again, it is a yes or no question. If you suffered any adverse effect, you can select yes. Otherwise, you can select no. Or if you are not sure about it, you can say maybe. The next is how likely you would recommend generic medicine to others. So it is again the similar rating type question in which you are rating the likeliness of suggesting generic medicine to others. So if you want to recommend, you can select 5 or 4. If you don't want to recommend, you can select 2 or 1. And if you are not sure about recommending it, you can select 3. Okay. Now at the end, please provide any additional comment or suggestion regarding generic medicine. So if you want to provide any suggestions, you can write it over here and then you can submit your form. Okay. And you will get a response that your response has been recorded successfully. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more educational content. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Click here to check out our other videos on statistics. See you in the next video.